Boom, dum, dum, da, dum, dum, da, dum, dum, dum.
This is Eric Zan with Hot Trash Games, and today we'll be going over the Flax Engine, and in particular, how to make a menu or main menu. So, once you downloaded the engine or the launcher, you will see this. Also, I would definitely suggest going into the Learn and looking through their little manual here. It is very useful. I'm not actually going to go over how to use the engine itself. You can read these yourself. We're going to go over just downloading your version, which you just hit this little button right here, and you grab whatever you don't have. You will normally have 1.6 available here, but I already have it, so it's not available. And then you have the master branch, which is constantly updated. You get all the new fixes and new bugs. But what we want to do is go into the projects. There is a project library that you can grab when you originally open this up, and it'll give you the basic templates, first-person shooter, graphical features, which I would suggest you checking out, material features, particles, physics, and the third-person shooter. But we're going to be making a new project. Just put it wherever you want it. Project name, menu, create project, and then you just double-click, and we're back. Okay, so this is what you're going to look at in a brand new project. And what we want to do is create a new UI canvas, and we're actually going to make two of them. Rename one to whatever you like. I'm going to rename it to main menu, and then the second one to options menu. And you will need to view this, you'll have to be in the game editor or the game. And we want to create another. The only things else you're going to be making is a control. And over here, you've got the set type, and we will want a button. And then right here in the under the control type that you've selected, you have the text, which we will call play. As you can see, it's over here. Go ahead and click this and hold Shift, which will set and stretch it. If you just click it normally, it'll just set where it's anchored at. Adjust it to wherever you like it. If you want to change the fonts, you get this text style right here. And if you have a font that you have loaded in as an asset, you would drag it into there. Ooh, not 150, just 15. There we go. Now we're going to want to duplicate this. Go with just 3. We want a total of 3 of them. Also rename you to play. Second one to options. And third one to exit. Just to keep this good and simple. To move it, you go to the transform over here and just lower them down to wherever you want them. And then you need to change their label. And the second one, we will deal with that here in a second. We're going to get into into scripting real quick. I am currently doing C# as I know nothing of C++. You need to be in the source file inside of the game file, and then you can make your scripts. to include, you can do the C++ if that's your thing. Whenever you initially open one of these, you'll see that there is nothing. You got to go over here if you're using Visual Studio. Follow the path, and then open your file that way. You have a ton of stuff already filled in here. It is not entirely necessary. So, difference between this and Unity, it's script that inherit from instead of mono behavior. You have override on the 3 or on the 4 that are right here instead of just void. So we want to create, let's make it public to be simple. UI control, and now we'll just name them. So we want play, options, exit. For now, also want public UI canvas, main, and options. Let's call this option can. On start, what we want to get is want to make sure that the options can dot is with a capital I, active, capital A, is active is false. Now on enable, in order to call functions that we're going to make earlier, you have to set them to where they do things. So in this particular case, we have our play dot get button, because it is a button type, parentheses, period, clicked, and then plus equals, let's just call this start game. Now that's going to yell at me still because I haven't created that, but void start game. Now, when this button is clicked, because on enable, or on enable over here, we've done it. So whenever this button is clicked, it will run start game function. And you'll have to do this with all of your things. Go ahead and create a void options. And a void exit. And once again, we gotta do that. Meow. Options.get button clicked. Options. And exit dot get button parentheses dot clicked plus equals exit. Be sure that you don't put the parentheses on here because you're not actually calling it, you're just referring it to the thing. So much like Unity has their application quit function that you can call, Flax has engine.request exit parentheses, just not with a 0. And that will close it out. That will close it out both in your play menu and when you build it and close it out, which is a slight difference between Unity and him. Now for the options menu, I just want to make the main dot is active false. And then option can is active true. Now the start game, we want level change scene async. Up here we are going to want this. Also, if you want to do this not in public, what you have to do is brackets serialize, comma, show in editor. It's the same thing as serialized field in Unity. I'm coming from Unity, if you wonder why I bring it up so much. Okay, so now we need a scene reference. And we'll just call it next level. To comment this out so we can actually load this onto the script. And now we just put the script somewhere. Let's just say the camera. Add script under here. Scripts, obviously, and then you add a script into all of these. We got our play button, options button, exit button, main menu here, options menu right here. And now we need to go back into contents folder and create a new scene. And we'll just call this level 1. And now over here in our menu script, you'll see this box down here, no asset selected. And now we just boop, and now it'll load that scene. So we can now play to test this. Hold on. Let's get rid of the camera one. Oh yeah, we didn't turn that on. And now options, which currently doesn't do anything. And also we can start this and boom, closed out of the editor. Now we just do next level. Now we test that again. Play, boom, next level. Now for all the options, which is the real fun part. So in here we will need 4 controllers. We need a type dropdown and another type dropdown. Control D to do that. Then we will need another new one, new controller, type checkbox. And then one more. Type slider. And another one. Type button. Okay, rename you to res. Quality. screen. Volume. And then back. Now we need to add all of these to our UI controllers. We had res, all, full, slider, and back. Back one's going to be pretty easy. Basically the exact same as all these others that we've already done. Little carrots and button clicked. Walls. Back. And we can do that one real quick. It's basically the exact same as options, just reverse. Wind back. True. If I could type. And you to false. And you might want to flip these, the order that these are in. Okay. Now as for these others, which are a little bit different. We will need the name. If I could type correctly. Get drop down. Selected. Selected item changed. And we have to feed in a parameter here. Is going to be drop down, and then whatever your variable name is, we'll just call it value. Before we can do this, we got to do some more, and we have to run a for each loop inside of next. We are going to do a for each loop, and what we want is a variable of resolution, just to keep this making sense, in GPU device, basically the exact same thing as this. So copy and paste that without the semicolon. Now we need to write it out as a float 2, all size equals new float 2, parentheses, resolution dot capital width, comma, resolution capital height. Semicolon. Next. Res dot get drop down. Oops. Yes. After this dot, we want to put capital item dot add. Now we want a quote, another parentheses, basically resolution width. Copy. Paste. Close parentheses. X. Open and close parentheses. And then we put the height in there. Close quote. And close parentheses. Followed by a semicolon. Now, if two eyes. If size, which we set up as our float 2, is equal to green dot capital size, then the current resolution, which I have not made yet, 2, capital float 2, current resolution. Current resolution, size. So if the size equals the current size, then the current resolution is set to size. Now, one more thing to add here real quick. Take the res get function that we have over here. And put in selected item equals money sign quote curly brackets All right, res dot capital X, curly brackets, current res dot capital Y. Okay. Now you won't actually be able to test this resolution stuff until you build it, but I believe this works. I need to check one thing though. These could need to be parentheses instead of curly brackets. We'll find that out here in a bit. Next we want to set up the quality. Or actually we want to do the res down here. So we need a string array just name you opt underscore dim for dimension equals the value dot selected item dot split, and instead of a comma we want an X. And now screen dot capital size equals new float 2 int dot parse capital P opt dimension item item 0 and dot capital parse dimensions 1. We need another one of these, and do we need third? I believe we need a third, yes. There's one. There. 2. I think there's this should not be here. And neither should that one. Okay, there we go. Now we're safe. And back up at the top. Actually, down here, let's go ahead and make this void quality. Now we need another drop down. And let's call it change. And in here, we called it qual dot get carrots drop down Selected index change, same as previous. Equals quality. Now in this one, we have to use an if statement to check, which also means we need to go into here, quality, create 3 items, change their values to high, mid, low, because those will be the ones we are checking on. So if change dot selected item equals quote high, then do this. And then you just repeat these. Mid and low. Now if you go into the quality settings, more importantly in here, learn. Okay, restart. If you go into the learn editor and then graphics settings, you will see what all the graphics that you can change. You've got your ambient or your anti-aliasing, your VSync, your screen space reflections, your screen space ambient occlusion, volumetric fog, shadow quality, shadow map quality, and all this stuff. As such, I'm not actually going to go through all of these. I'll just go ahead and paste these on here. So what you have is graphics, capital, period, and then what you're looking for, which in this case is the... That's why. So don't name your stuff the same thing that you're going to be using. Not what I needed. Ah, it's because I messed it up. Here we go. Okay, so graphics dot anti-aliasing quality equals quality high because you had high, medium, low. So, and then here are all the different ones I'm doing: the SSRQ, SSR, the SSAO, shadow quality, volumetric. Basically anything you want to put in here, you can go ahead and put in there. And then you just repeat the process for the medium and the low. And now you have your quality. Now for the full screen, full.get, wrong one, checkbox, state changed is what you want to use. So when the state changes, you want to trigger full screen. Screen. Hello, kitty. This one will also require one, which will be checkbox. We'll call it checked. Nope, can't call it that. We'll just call it check. And for this one's pretty easy, just screen dot is with capital I is full screen equals your variable name dot checked. Go with avoid volume. The next one. Called it slider. So slider dot get slider value changed plus equals volume. Now for this one, what you would want to do, this is if you want to control all your volume in one go. You can look that up on your own. Okay, you want audio dot master volume equals slider dot get slider dot value. Capital V for value. And okay, did we do back? Yes, we did back. Okay, save this. Now we need to set you up with everything. Hold shift, middle. Down at the bottom. And we'll set your ID with back. Volume around a bit. Here. Full screen toggle. Here. Resolution. Let's go ahead and is active. Turn that off for now. Quality. Full screen up a little bit. And the volume as well. And now we go through here. Add a controller. Type. Label. Value will be resolution. And customize obviously to where whenever you like it, but just move it above the resolution. Copy. Change the value to quality. That on down. Another copy. Full screen. And volume. Turn this back on. And we will also be needing an audio source and something to listen to. Looping, play on start. Okay, now go up here to cook and run. I'm just going to cut all that out. Resolution, quality, quality, thank you. Full screen, slider, back.
Oh,
Okay,
I
as you can
probably should
hear,
have warned him about that.
the music's playing.
Oh, I
We got
probably
our
should have warned
options.
him about that.
We got
Oh, I
that
probably
is
should have warned him
done
about that.
wrong. Okay, we'll fix that here in a second.
Oh, I probably should have warned him
Quality,
about that. Oh, I probably should have warned him about that.
you can see it's
Oh,
changing.
I probably should have warned him about that.
And
Oh,
there,
I probably should have warned him
full
about that.
screen.
Oh, I probably should have warned him about that. Oh, I probably should have warned him about that. Oh, I probably should have warned him about that. Oh, I probably should have warned him about that.
Okay,
Oh,
it's
I
being
probably
really
should have warned
weird.
him about that. Oh, I probably should have warned him about that.
I forgot a dollar sign. These do need to be curly brackets right here. But that is generally the way you do it. If you can figure out how to get it working where it's done right, please let me know in the comments down below. But for the most part, this is what will get you a menu working, except for some quirks. But I do not have a ton of experience in coding and game development stuff, and especially maybe a week in this engine. If you like this, please like, subscribe for more coming up someday. Also, you can join their Discord and ask questions for stuff that you need help with. They're a very supportive group and have a ton of um, developers who just are constantly working on the project. Bye.